Newport Police were the first ones on the case. The police chief there says his officers noticed red flags immediately. Local 12's Christian Hauser is here to shed some light on the investigation that Newport Police have conducted. Christian.
Paula, Newport Police Chief Tom Collins says that he's still receiving calls from across the country about this investigation, that his officers knew that something wasn't right almost immediately, but they couldn't just come out and say that they didn't believe the story that Brian Rini was telling them. You've seen the picture of the man standing in the street in Newport where this whole thing started. This is a close-up of what Brian Rini looked like as police talked with him. Freshly shaven, he looks a little younger than his mugshot.
The person in question that now we know as Rini was trying to talk like a child, disguise himself, and he began telling them an elaborate story.
That story included being held hostage, descriptions of the people holding him captive, even the SUV they were driving. Rini also told police he'd been in an area Red Roof Inn. A be on the lookout call went out in the area. The police dispatch was recorded by Rangecast.
Attempt to locate suspects from a missing person possible abduction that occurred approximately 7 years ago.
That call was picked up by local news stations. I talked with Chief Collins a short time after it went out to learn more. Collins told me there was an investigation, but he didn't want to say who the man claimed he was because the story was suspicious. And the chief didn't want to raise the hopes of Timmothy Pitzen's family. Eventually, Local 12, along with other news organizations, confirmed the name Timmothy Pitzen through other police agencies involved.
The grieving family. We can't say enough about them having to relive this.
Rini didn't just claim to be the only one held captive, though. He told officers there were other people being held in the area.
If this was true and they're at a Red Roof Inn and that they're in this van and they're driving down the road, you don't think we'd want to put something on Artemis? We'd want to get this van stopped. We'd want to save people's lives.
Chief Collins says his officers did exactly what they should have done. They made sure that Brian Rini was safe, and then they got him into medical professionals. And then they began to verify his story. Live in Newport, Christian Hauser, Local 12 News.
All right, thank you. Rini is from Medina, Ohio, and has a troubled past. Criminal charges against him include reports of passing bad checks, making false alarms, suicide attempts, and Rini's brother says he's had mental health problems and has been in trouble a lot in the past.